Duidwit. Good day. Welcome to day 9 of 10 days to greater creativity. Now yesterday I asked you to learn a little bit about a foreign language, and today, thinking about creativity as a foreign language, you're going to share it with others. And you have to think carefully about how you're going to do this, who you're going to share it with, how. I'm going to give you 3 tips that I hope will help, but I'd also like you to take a moment just to jot down what are some new ways that you could share your ideas, your creations with others. Maybe it's something you've seen someone else do, or maybe it's something you'd like to try. But take a moment to do that before you try what I have in mind. So I'm going to ask you to do 3 things when you go to share your idea, your creation, your process with someone else. First, I'm going to ask you to wait. Now, you've heard about the incubation period that it takes for creativity to have that aha moment. Well, you've also probably heard that when you have an idea and you've started and you've worked on it, that you do need to set it aside. Writers especially get this, that you need to set it aside and give it a little bit of time. So I'm asking you to add some wait time before you share something. This will give you a little bit longer time to think about who you want to share it with and how. After you've had a little bit of a wait, you're still going to be excited. You want to share it with somebody. You don't want to be shot down right away. Maybe you do want some feedback, but just not that much, the negative side anyway. You want people to be excited along with you. So the second step I'm going to ask is that you take off some weight. Now, what do I mean? Well, sometimes our ideas are so good, or a story, or a piece of art, or some project that we've made, some new invention that we have in mind. We think, maybe rightly so, this could change the world. This could be the big idea. It might be the great American novel. It might be the next best thing in art or cars or going to space. Whatever it is, if you have a whole bunch of expectations attached to it, you're attaching a lot of extra weight. And you're asking it to live up to a lot of things even before you start to share it. You might decide this is the one thing that's going to bring you closer to a long estranged relative, or this might be the thing that'll get the attention of that person that you've been trying so desperately to impress. Whatever it is, if you put a lot of weight on an idea or a process or something that you've made, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. Now, true, it could be exactly how you think it is, but you're going to have used that wait time to have come up with a good way to wrap it up, to present it. Just like you would a present, or just like getting ready for a date. All that time, that wait time that you've added to think about how you're going to present it and to whom, that had better come in handy, because you might not want to add a whole bunch of extra weight of expectations of what's going to happen next when you share an idea. You want people to be excited, and they probably should be. But sometimes you're going to catch people at the wrong time. They're going to be thinking about other things. They're not going to catch the idea as much, or if you share too much of it, they might just be overwhelmed. Sometimes they're going to be thinking the wrong thoughts. They're going to be thinking, oh man, this means a lot of changes, or oh, I see a lot of work to make this happen. They might be thinking things and not even try to be negative about what you're going to present. But, it's not just timing is everything. Sometimes it's patience. Because it isn't always about the right time or the right place or the right person. sometimes it also has to be the right idea for that time, place, person, and from you. Sometimes they'll accept an idea from someone else before they accept it from you. It's just the way it is. So, if you take some wait time, and that gives you time to think about how to present your idea, how to communicate, and then you take off any extra weight. Maybe you streamline it. Maybe you try not to attach so much hope and expectation to it. I want you to have that. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want you to put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, and have that, if it sinks or fails, it's an effect on you, because your ideas are not you. They're not even your children. They are just something that you created, but they're not truly living. And you are not necessarily a reflection of the ideas. The ideas might reflect a little bit about who you are, but you're not wrapped up into what you make, and that's important to remember. And the third thing I would ask is that you now add some weight, your weight. So you've taken some wait time, you've taken off some weight, but now you're going to add some weight. This weight is so that you don't self-sabotage yourself. I've asked you not to go to the extreme and put too much into an idea as far as your hopes and dreams. I'm also going to ask you not to shoot them down yourselves. You don't go up to somebody and say, well, this is an okay idea, but, and then share your idea and expect somebody to say, oh, well, you're wrong. It is a really great idea. I mean, you might want that. But a lot of times people will go along with the hints that you've given about how maybe it's not such a great idea. They'll hear that first, and they won't really consider your idea. So as much as you're trying to protect yourself and defend yourself by pointing out the flaws or troubleshooting as you present the idea, you don't have to do that. You need to share more than that you like or love an idea. You need to share why you're passionate about the idea, why it excites you, why it interests you. Notice the words I'm using. They're not the typical words of love and like, because you can like pizza and you can love movies. But when you're using that to describe your ideas or something that you've made, they just don't have the same weight. So tell the value of what something is to you. Be authentic. I'm not asking you to market your idea. That's what it kind of sounds like in these 3 different types of weight. But no, I'm asking you to be authentic. You want to share your idea, but you want to put as much thought and work into how you're going to do that, to whom, why, when, where, all those lovely things. You're going to think about doing that as effectively as coming up with the idea itself. So, Deodwit, good day. Remember, this is day 9. We have 1 more to go, and you'll have completed 10 days to greater creativity. So join me. I think you'll like the last lesson. Bye.